do it. So this is the Zoning Board of Appeals. Today is Monday, 11 January. We're hearing an appeal from Pat Williams on her property at 465 Amity Road. So,
Pat, you there?
Yes, I am here. I can't see myself.
Well, it's okay. We can hear you.
Oh, you can? Okay, that's fine.
okay, so Pat, if you wouldn't mind presenting to the board what your appeal is.
Oh, okay. Well, we want to access the side door of our house. To the right of the house as you're facing it, to add an addition on for a bathroom and a small sun porch.
Okay.
So we need a variance because we're really close to the road.
I presume your house was built. When was your house built?
1750, they tell me.
Wow. So I presume that's before there were zoning laws.
I believe so. I wasn't around. So.
Oh, Chris might know. Were you here at that point?
I was not, but I can tell you that my dad did the restoration on this house for the Vale family after it had been vacant for 30 to 40 years. So I am familiar with the house. Yes.
Oh, good. That's great. All right, so the house is obviously too close to the road according to current zoning. I guess in fact the front line setback is at the back of the house.
Yeah.
So the entire house is non-compliant.
That's correct.
Okay. So as far as I can tell, the question is, and we have this situation frequently in our town with homes which were built I guess before 1930s or 1950s, before zoning really got into action, that they were built before there was zoning, so they're not compliant based on zoning that occurred after. So the question for this one is, and as is true for all of our appeals, is that we are told not to make non-compliance worse than it is. So this one presents an interesting situation because the entire house is outside of compliance. So I imagine that, though, Chris, I would like your guidance on it, but that any addition to this house would by definition make it more non-compliant.
That is true. And where this addition is at least not even with the front of the house. It is set back and it's taking advantage of an existing door that's there to do the addition. So it's not as far forward as it could be.
Right.
And it's using something that's already there, which is that door to provide access to the addition.
But in order for us to vote favorably, then we need to have a hardship in the land, or does this fall into one of those which is an existing structure which is non-compliant?
It's not a 511 in the terms of an expansion of a non-conforming use that way, because it still requires a variance. But because the whole house is in the setback,
right,
there is no feasible way for it to have anything happen to it without needing a variance. So we've issued variances before on that just because of the fact that the zoning regs came in after the house was built. In this case, there was also the widening of Amity Road. This house is right where the 2 lanes are ending as you go north. So there was a taking by the state of part of the property in the front,
okay,
which exacerbated the problem too.
Oh, good. I mean, that's important. I went out to view the property, and it turns out that they have a large privacy fence along the house, the front of the house, which is on Amity Road. So, in terms of impact on the neighborhood because of the fence which exists, no one would actually see this.
That's true. And there's also a fence that faces south. And this is the side of the house that the addition would be on. So that south facing fence would further shield any addition that's done on this house.
Right, 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 right. Thanks. Um, okay, so let's see. It looks like we have more than enough people. So
Um,
I'm just trying to look here. So
Jeff?
we have we need 5 permanent voting members.
So Jeff Atwood isn't here.
Okay,
So he would be a full member. So Celia can vote in place of Jeff.
okay, great. So Celia, you'll be voting on this.
Okay.
All right, great. All right, so any questions from any members of the ZBA?
The only question I had when I looked at this initially was if you had considered other placements of the addition that would have made the addition further from the road.
Well, because we wanted to use this door that was already existing to go into the addition, that's why it's as far forward. We also didn't want to cut the light. There's beautiful light that comes from the back that comes through the house, and we didn't want to block the light that came in across the porch into the other part of the house. And we are working with an architect who has done a lot of historical work on homes in Milford. How much he's done in Woodbridge, but he's taking what we would like to do in consideration and keeping it in keeping with. We're rather fond of the old house, and we'd like to keep it looking as historical as we can.
Okay. Yeah, that was the only question I had.
We had thought about going other ways, but it causes great, like going out the other side and going a little further back, but it creates problems also with the septic system and all kinds of things. So we determined that this is probably the best and least invasive place.
I mean, it's on the side and towards the back, and then going back from there. So, the whole question, I think they probably did the best they could with that in mind.
Okay, any other questions from any other board members?
I don't have any questions.
Do we hear anything from neighbors? Are there any other town residents that are on this meeting?
I just checked the attendee list and switched Joy into us, and there are no other members of the public present.
Okay, and do we have any letters sent in support or against?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right, then at this point, I suppose since there are no more questions, we can close this. And then we can entertain a motion.
I'll move that we approve the variance.
Thank you, Alden. Any second?
I'll second.
Okay, terrific.
Celia raised her hand too.
Okay, well, then we should let Celia be the second, just for fun. Okay, so the Alden's proposal, recommendation, not recommendation, what he was saying was that we would approve this. And I guess because this fits in the pre-zoning, it's not really going to be a hardship in the land, but rather a structure that was built prior to zoning, but just needs to have ZBA approval. So, all in favor of this proposal? Okay, Alden, John, and I'm also in, so I think
And Cindy's in.
Cindy.
Yep.
And Cindy was yes?
Yes.
Okay, so we have 5 votes for, the appeal carries forward, and that's that.
Oh, I appreciate all your help.
Okay, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Cool.
Good night, Pat.
Sure, I'll need it. Good night, Chris.
Okay, suppose now we can go on to other business, which would be the minutes of the last meeting.
Quite gone yet, Hank.
What's that?
I don't know how to get out of here, so hold on a second.
Okay, oh, I'm sorry.
I just muted Pat, so we're fine.
Okay. Okay. All right, so I don't know if anyone has read the meetings, excuse me, the minutes of the meeting.
Oh, Cindy's got her hand raised. Why does she have her hand? Oh, she's moving to approve them.
What's that?
Cindy raised her hand and wrote that she moves to approve them.
Okay, I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous, more or less.
Yeah, I abstained because I wasn't at that meeting.
Okay, thank you, Alden. Okay, so I guess we've completed our business. A motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Second?
Come on, Celia, you can vote.
That's right. Go for it.
I second.
Thank you, Celia. All in favor? Okay, this one is unanimous. All right, thank you all.
Okay.
I will see you next month.
Hopefully not, but nothing
What?
personal.
What do you mean, hopefully not?
Well, I don't, it's okay.
All right.
Nancy's keeping me pretty busy.
Okay, all right. As long as it's okay, always fun.
Yeah. So, okay. Good night, everyone.
Well,
Good
good
night.
luck.
Hope everything goes well,
See
Celia.
some of you next time.